Woohoo! Welcome everybody back to Hex Token channel. Your host, hashtag Superman in the house. So get in the chat, folks, say hello, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Let's get into it. We've got a few people in the house already. We've got this now. It's got the chant on. Woohoo! I love it. I love it. Rango's in the house there. Let's go. Absolutely. And smoke one up, says Chronic Cal. Smoke one up. There we are. That's one for the books. So we're going to get into it. Just check the audio's up and running. Sounds like it is. So we're going to go for gold on that one. We got Blobfish King in house there. Can't wait for Pulsechain. The suspense is killing me. Richard is testing us. Yeah, that's probably some people saying that. Gen Hex in the house there. Hey, good to see you, Gen Hex. Woohoo! And Rango too. Hit the like. You definitely smash the like, folks. Have a look. We're going to have a bit of fun time here. I think there's some things that are going to be pretty interesting going forward. We're going to talk about that in the chat there. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Let's get a bit of inspiration just to kick off the live show. Let's hear from our founder, of course, and leader there, Richard Hart. So let's get into that. Before we do it, we've got J-Man in the house as well. Brendan, howdy, folks. Hey, Brendan, good to see you in the house. And a Crypto Goggonal is also in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Good one to see you in the house. Let's hear from Richard Hart, our leader and our founder. Let's get into it.
I think cryptocurrency is one of the few things in the world that could really return power back to the people. Every year you get less and less choice. Your money's worth less and less. Your hours get longer. It seems like almost everything's getting worse. And crypto is one of the few things that lets you extract yourself from that horror. You can participate in the world's highest performing asset class. You can participate in trustless peer-to-peer revolution in finance where, you know, there's no banking hours. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's you and the code. You know, nobody else can stop you from cashing out. Nobody else can stop you from doing what you want to do. And, you know, when you give people the power to create good things, they quite often do. A lot of innovations come from cryptocurrency. There's things you can do in crypto that you can't do anywhere else in the world. And I'm proud to be part of that revolution.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good video update from Richard there. Very, very positive. So I hope you guys liked that around crypto. And I thought that was a really good one, inspiring that one. J-Man's in house says, how you doing, Superman? Very good, J-Man. It's Friday here, of course, in Kiwi land. And of course, was it just about midday, just 1 minute off midday, Friday, the 10th of June. So well in the future here, bringing you the crypto news. Dave down in his house, 1-2 months. What's your thoughts? Yeah, maybe August. It's kind of where I'm feeling at this moment, Dave. But once again, I don't think anyone has a clue, as far as I know, unless maybe you have a lucky inner circle link to Richard Hart. I don't know if anyone knows anything further than that. But yeah, we'll see. You never know. It might be July. Who knows? We'll see. We know that when you rewrite code, you have to have a lot of testing afterwards. And that can take a bit of time, as we already know, right? So we already know that. So we'll just have to wait and be patient, I guess. His house, let's go. Woohoo! What's up, Retro? Crypto's in the house there. Good to see you in the house, and Sandy Beach as well. I love the little Sandy Beach there. It's me and the code, says Briz. Yeah, that's right. July 23rd will be a great day. Yeah, we do have a Pulsechain launch sweepstake, if you recall. Maybe we'll have to rejig that and maybe get another round. I'll have to have a look at that later in the live stream. So cool. Here we are with the Hex price. Let's get into it. So we got the Hex price here. Our indicator has been pretty good, right? So we're waiting for the 13-day EMA in the yellow line there to cross over the red 50% Bollinger Band. That will give us a good indication, a good signpost that we're getting a trend reversal and possibly a good chance that we're finding the bottom. All right, this is subject to, it assumes that Bitcoin stays, in its current range at the moment, and of course, particularly defending that 29,400 line, and of course, that is assuming that, then we should be able to get a nice probably find the bottom, is my guess at this stage after such a major decrease already. Now here we are. This is an idea of when the yellow EMA crosses the 50% Bollinger Band, we get a nice trend reversal. We see that back here as well, a trend reversal there. And of course, you can see it here as well, a bit of a trend reversal. That one is relatively short-lived. And of course, trend reversal here. So it's a pretty good indicator there as a signpost. At the moment, there's a gap between these two. And of course, you can see that the current 50% Bollinger Band is at 6.9 cents. The yellow 13-day moving average is at 6.3 cents. So that's about 7/10 of a penny gap at the moment, and that is although it's narrowed, it has narrowed. It's still a wide gap there, so we may not see a trend reversal for at least 5 to 7 days, and so we've just got to be patient there. It's still in the price discovery phase, still in the dollar cost average phase. I think I was going to sneeze there for a second. Just got to make sure I don't sneeze on live stream. But there we are. Yeah, I think Rags are Riches. I think I saw him. I think he had a bit of a cold flu out there. So wish you the best there, Rags, in your recovery. So we get 5.1 cents there. And yeah, that's where we're at the stage, 5.1 cents. And of course, we're actually doing pretty well. It was only, I think we had a larger holder sell a few hours ago. So that's pretty much where it is. We got our defend line, of course, at 3.6 cents as the next resistance. We have 95% pullback would be 2.6 cents. So that's kind of where we're at this stage. The bottom of the Bollinger Bands is just under 4 cents. And if we have a look at a few of the other indicators, we are on the daily there. On the DMI, we've got the sellers still weak on the sellers line, and that's mostly retail buying, right? And of course, but the sellers are getting weaker. The sellers are getting weaker, but the trend is still their friend because relative to the buyers, they've still got the momentum on their side. So that's one thing I'd say. The other thing, of course, is the RSI is not fully exhausted, so still sitting around about 33 there. We'll see how that goes. So cool. I should probably pull up the longer time frame using the linear chart at the moment. So I think it's perfectly fine. Obviously, if you're looking at long, truly long-term trends, you should use the log chart. We do that from time to time, and of course, weekly, monthly views as well. All right, so let's check out a DEX screener. We're going to look at the quad charts. We've got Hex at the moment at 5.1 cents, and you can see this is on the hourly now rather than the daily view that we just looked at. We've got the hourly there. So we're actually holding up in the last hour there. We were up at 5.5 cents almost, and of course, a bit of a sell-off there took us down to 5.168. Nothing on the whale bot though, so just big enough to cause that move down at this stage. Hedron at the moment, let's have a look, zoom in on Hedron. Hedron down to finally broke its resistance. So it was actually spent about 4 days here at the 500 area approximately, and it's broken that down now to 463. So that means that it can go down further. It's going to find its all-time low. Actually, let's pull that back up again on the Hedron. As we said, there's not been a lot of attention paid to Hedron because of Maxi and PLSD. They have taken the attention, the limelight. So not a lot of attention, not a lot of love for Hedron at the moment. All it takes is one big whale, of course, to try and change the direction. But at this stage, we're down at 4631, and of course, that's not quite the all-time low. The all-time low was back on the 27th of May, and that was 4596. So not quite there yet, but definitely breaking down here. So I expect it to find a new low. This may be it right now, but it's definitely broken down. It's a good reason to expect that to more likely go lower. We've got Maxi. Maxi obviously retraced there with the Hex pullback, although it's an hour delay there, so it's not actually running together exactly. It looks like it, but that was an hour ago, so I don't think that's running together. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, so yeah, the Hex one only just in the last hour. Maxi did it 2 hours ago, so not moving together from that perspective. We got Maxi at 8.9 cents on the hourly, and of course we switched that over to the premium over Hex. The premium over Hex is 71% at the moment. Still got a higher low on the premium. This looks pretty good to me still, and looks very good actually. Maybe if next couple of days again, we might get a nice little jump there as well. So yeah, pretty good to me. Still, as long as it keeps up this yellow line, 67% premium, I think that's looking pretty good. Cool VIP, as we say, cool VIP. Let's get out of there. And of course, PulseDoge coin, which has been kind of most of the fun for a lot of people. Obviously, free airdrop for those who had T-shares on the 20th of April. That's down at $2.89. Still in the the strong zone is $3 for a nice move up, but it can, in my view, go down to 275 and more probabilistically rise again. Anything below that makes it just a lot tougher. You need a lot bigger hands to move the price. But so far it's holding up pretty well there at $2.89. So we'll see whether the plane can get moving up here. Maybe it might move sideways for a little bit. We'll watch that. The thing with this is that it's we're in the second half now of the launch. So we're going to pull that up actually. I think we've just flipped over to the second half. Excuse me. We're going to follow that. We got just under 4.8 million PulseDoge. The maximum can be 12 million, but I suspect we'll get to 5 to 6 somewhere in that ballpark. And of course, the contract mark there. If we go to this number of claims, we've got claims at 21,557. Just crossed over 21,000. So that's over 23% have claimed. And of course, that's where it's at the stage. We're going to check the amount of days it's got left to go. We've just crossed over 50 days, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, 49 days and 13 hours to go until that is over. So we could get a lot of gains. Maybe not quite now, maybe a bit later before this phase is different. This is going to be different from Hedron. This because of the limited supply and the whale syndicate in place. And of course, we'll see how it goes. So I think that's pretty cool. We've got the holders at the top. Watching these top wallets here, they seem to be fairly intact. Here, that one's gone down a little bit, I think, but they're fairly intact. These whales, the 81 there, I'm not sure. I don't know if that was as high, but 80. So it's a matter of keeping track of some of these, but they seem to be holding up okay. And we've probably got plenty of people still claiming. Yeah, lots of claims. Look, bam, 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 bam. Heaps of claims there. That was all pretty quickly there. What was it doing? 265. Is that tinkering turtles, I think? And some crabs. I think those crabs and tinkering turtles. Yeah, so that's we're still getting a lot of claims coming in. So that's going to be interesting to see. If I was in the whale syndicate, I'd be holding off a little bit until we get down to maybe day 25, something like that, and then start really playing the games possibly. And then after the 100-day launch phase, that's when you really start zapping the. You leave a couple of days and then you start zapping the price up possibly, or straight off the gate. Could straight out of the gate. Be interesting to see. We're watching that with some great interest, as you can tell. We got the crypto markets, BTC at 30,000. We got ETH at 1,800. So that's still holding up pretty well. And of course, the BNB is at 289. So we're going to check out the BNB projects. Let's do that. BNB. So we got a PulseDoge, the original, at just over 0.5 cent, but on the down. They're on the daily. Not the best looking chart. We've got a P33 related to Free Pulse, the onboarding gambling site or game site. Some people might want to call it. It really is a gambling site there. So 21.5 cents. That's holding up there as well. But it's still pretty low, right? Still pretty low on the chart there. So if we have a look at the full P33 chart, you can see after the big run up, that has really struggled. So not great looking chart at this stage. Obviously, whenever they come down to these levels, there's always a chance that it will have a nice rebound if the project's good enough. But there's so much other attention, so much competition with other projects, the sentiment at the moment, all that sort of stuff you got to take into account. Finally, IM Wallet there. Oh, IM Wallet had a little punch in the last couple of hours there. So it went up to 900 from 763. So it's a little bit of action there. We look on the daily though. The daily will bring this back down. And yeah, daily there. Let's zoom that all the way down. So daily after the big massive pumps. And of course, it looks a lot like Hedron chart there, doesn't it, actually? And of course, we had the pullback down here to 714. So it's up slightly, but two green candles in a row. So that's positive. But nothing significant, no big move up at this stage. But that's showing a little bit of movement. So it might be suggestive. Let's keep watching that one for sure. So once again, I think the ETH charts for the most part have a lot more robustness, particularly Maxi and PulseDoge at this stage. So we'll keep watching those ones with pretty fervor there. That's pretty much. We're going to leave it on these charts for a second while I catch up on the comments. Let's get into that. Where did I get up to here before I took off the comments? July the 23rd would be a great day for Sandy. I agree. That sounds pretty good. Yeah. Chronic Cal says, Woogo. That's a new one there, Chronic. And lol, I just got notified of like 10 Hex live streams. Says Briss. Really? That's some crazy stuff there, Briss. You are one of the community beasts in beast mode. A1 says, keep up the good work. Says A1, I appreciate that. What's up, Hexkins, Pulsexkins all around the world. Hey, DX, good to see you in the house there. Gway 166, yikes, yeah. I saw Gway before the live stream. It was 60, was it 65 on the Gway? In fact, we can pull out of there. Yeah, 123 at the moment on the Gway there. Yeah, it's pretty hideous for sure. And what else do we got going on there? So we got one more comment there. Michael says, howdy, you're amazing. How do you keep it up? I don't know, Michael. It must be that the Kiwi ear here, pretty much. All right, so we're going to have another look at another Richard Hart video that's come through the highest of stakes. This is pretty good too. So the first one was a nice one about crypto. And this one's about, well, you'll see it's about the blockchain, Pulsechain, stuff like that, security.
You have a ratio between the amount of effort you put into being secure and the amount of effort that people are using to attack you. And then you have what's called attack surface. The more places that you have to secure, the less secure a thing is. Hex was more easy to secure than a lot of things because it has a limited number of functions, and most of those functions timed out. So for instance, if there was a flaw in the referral program, that doesn't exist anymore. So it doesn't matter. If there was a flaw in the adoption amplifier, it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't matter. And so by restricting the number of functions and making the code immutable so that it can never change, it allowed us to be extremely secure, which is why we've never had an inflation bug. We're extremely resistant to inflation bugs, but Bitcoin's had several inflation bugs. Monero's had an inflation bug. XLM's had an inflation bug. Ravencoin's had an inflation bug. Coins have inflation bugs, which basically means you can mint as many free coins as you want all the time, but my coin doesn't. It's a superior design. Now, Pulsechain, we're using the most secure software that's out there already, which is Ethereum. It's never had an inflation bug. And we're fixing a lot of things. The code that is Ethereum isn't perfect, and we're making it better than what we got.
So yeah, so I thought that was a pretty good encouragement around the Pulsechain, getting the Pulsechain up, pretty much upgrading the Ethereum code with Pulsechain. So taking a bit longer than some of us would like. And a lot of people out there are, looking to make passive income. So it's pretty important for a lot of people. But we all just have to be patient until we get there. I'm sure the chain will be pretty amazing by the times it comes out. So we'll look forward to that. Tin Top's in the house there. What's up, Hexkins? Hey, what's up, Tin Top? Good to see you in the house. And Hex community is the best in the world. Absolutely, Pulse Bezos. And of course, we got to get out there and spread the word. And get out there and just direct marketing. Everybody can play a role. Telling a friend, doing pamphlets around the block, hitting up the cars, anything you can think of, you can go and do that. I have to think up a few other things. We could probably do a nice cool list. Feel free to post some list of ideas in Discord as well. Links in the video description. Right, cool. Let's get on to Rackham Rochelle. So Rackham Rochelle, the founder of Overwatch, a large venture capital firm, and also a significant whale in the Hex Pulsechain Pulsechain community, said, should I post an update Hex PLSX prediction from its future all-time low? My predictions are dynamic, not static. Yes or no? And of course, he's actually got a black swan on there, which I thought was interesting. Why would you have a black swan on there on the prediction? But anyway, a black swan on there. That's normally a black swan event. That's just funny. So cool. Obviously, we had his last comment there about the highest appreciating network in 2023. The gatekeeping will assist in that cause. So that was the last one that we had, and so forth. So we're looking forward to an update from Rackham about that. So stay tuned. That should come out, I would imagine, in the next wee while. So we'll keep track on that. It's always good to get a big whale's perspective. So cool. Now, one of the big things that we had was on the Pulsechain launch was we have a lot of Richard's last updates. So like to pull up all these just to remind ourselves of where that is. at. So May 23rd, we had Pulsechain update. The validator rotation slashing delegating code has been mostly rewritten and partially implemented in native Go outside the EVM, thus not in Solidity for much higher throughput. So once again, coming back to a stronger chain. This means the Pulsechain is getting faster, safer, and more powerful. And of course, Pulsechain will not be launching this month. That was in May. I will keep up my outrage marketing though. The metrics are looking good. By the way, some people like the idea of launching at the bottom of a bear market. So for those people, they probably love the delays. And then Pulsechain update for non-English speakers. It's still being programmed as June the 4th. Still being programmed, validator rotation. So that was a pretty good update on the 4th of June. And then finally, on June the 6th there, the Pulsechain. And when Pulsechain comes out, I'm going to flex on all your haters so hard internet breaks. I thought that was kind of bullish statement. That's the last statement on this. June the 6th, I thought it was pretty bullish. So just stay patient, folks. Accumulate your positions, man. I mean, Hex is at a pretty friendly price. We're still trying to find the ultimate floor, I think. But we're getting there. We're slowly getting there, I think, on that. So as long as Bitcoin, the market holds up, we should be in the right pricing zone. The last we've hit so far is 3.6 cents. So, that's where we want to we look at the daily on this particular chart. This actually has the low on it. We'll zoom on that. The low was the spike here back on the 27th of May. And that was at 3.577 cents on this chart on Dex Screener here for the USDC pair. So that there is the recorded low there. So 3.6 cents, and that once again is the low that we have here on our next support line on this chart, which was interesting, which is 3.6 cents. Now it doesn't show up on this particular chart on Dex Tools. That's different from Dex Screener, but it does have the 3.6 there as to support the dash line. So we'll see. Obviously, 2.6 cents would be a 95% pullback. So we're still in that price discovery phase, but we're holding up not too bad in the 5-cent range at the stage as well. So cool. So that's kind of that. Now, one of the cool things coming up is this news here. Tether tokens, woohoo, to launch on Tezos block exchange. So that's pretty cool. Let me know if you operate on this exchange. Sorry, this blockchain. Pulsechain in the house there. Morning all. Good to see you. It would be nice to get an update from Richard. I'm going crazy, says Pulsechain. Yeah, I think we probably will get an update sooner than later, but we will see. But this is good news here. Tether tokens to launch on Tezos. This is really good. So this actually, I talked about liquid loans and USDL being our native stable coin. And I think it's going to be really successful. And we need a native stable because it gives us some control over our US dollar amounts. Imagine being reliant on custodial, a loan. Like it's okay to have custodial, but just having reliance on that alone, or other stables that are from other chains or exchanges. So it's really cool to have USDL. I've talked about that in a previous video, the importance of a native stablecoin. But nevertheless, the more stable coins we have, especially well-established ones like USD Tether, regardless of the pros and cons about the particular token, it's always good to have another token there. So it gives us that diversification of stablecoins. Stablecoins, of course, power DeFi as well, and of course that help bridge back into the fiat world is also. But this just came out, of course, by Tether, 9th of June. So pretty much hot off the press. Tether Operations Limited, the company offering the blockchain-enabled platform Tether that powers the largest stablecoin by market capitalization. All right, so that's a big deal. So I'd like to highlight that. We'll highlight that in orange. We'll market or launch Tether tokens on Tezos. All right, so that's pretty cool. So Tezos there, a pioneering upgradable proof-of-stake blockchain. The addition of USD Tether to Tezos demonstrates its growing momentum as a thriving proof-of-stake blockchain, which continues to build a reputation as the leading choice for brands and institutions looking to build the Web3 revolution. So it's pretty cool. Now, Tether, USD Tether, are now available on 12 blockchains. And of course, you know what we want? We want, baby. We want this to be on Pulsechain. And of course, obviously we can bridge them over, but it'd be cool to get support from USD Tether on to Pulsechain. That'd be super, super good. So that's pretty neat. Welcome to the Tezos ecosystem, to the US $72 billion network. USD Tether on Tezos will power revolutionary applications across payments, DeFi, and more. We're excited to launch on USD Tether on Tezos, offering its growing and vibrant community access to most liquid, stable, and trusted stablecoin in the digital token space, says Pablo Ardono, CTO of Tether. Tezos is coming fast onto the scene. We believe that this integration will be essential to its long-term growth. So imagine this. So that's going really good for Tezos. And Tezos is a unique network in the blockchain space with nine upgrades. It's the only layer one blockchain network to successfully evolve and upgrade over time without relying on hard forks. Upgrades have decreased gas costs, increased transaction speed, and most recently, such upgrades even replaced Tezos consensus mechanisms with tender-bake, modified BFT algorithms similar to Cosmos tendermints. Tezos is set to continue its unprecedented track record with its next upgrade, which will introduce enshrine optimistic and smart contract rollups to the leading proof-of-stake network. So that's around the Tezos one. With the introduction of USD Tether on and off ramps into the Tezos DeFi system are simplified and efficient. Tezos is an exemplary system which features and tools have been enabled innovative application designs not possible on other networks, said Alexandro Di Carlo, founder of Papers. The launch of USD Tether on Tezos will undoubtedly unlock new DeFi products, and I expect the impact of volume growth on the Tezos DeFi system to be remarkable. And the launch of USD Tether on Tezos will further highlight Tether dedication to pioneering collaboration and interoperability within the growing digital space. Tezos has a growing DeFi ecosystem, which includes yield farming protocol, YOVs, decentralized exchange, EVM, bridge, plenty, and more. Upon launch, Tether will be the largest stablecoin by market capitalization available within the network on Tezos there. And as the most liquid and stable, innovative stablecoin, USD Tether's market capitalization has grown to over 72 billion USD Tether. And that's probably where the end game is. Works across a diversity of different blockchains, including Algorand, Avalanche, Bitcoin Cash, Ledger Protocol, Ethereum, Ethos, Liquid Network, Omni, Polygon, Tezos, Tron, Solana, and StateMine. Tether is driven to support and empower the growing ventures and innovation on the blockchain space. So this is really cool. And man, it would be definitely, Pulsechain must be on their radar. And of course, be really cool for community members, not to overwhelm, but to encourage Tezos to bring the USD Tether, the Pulsechain. Just another brick in the wall, strengthens the ecosystem, having a diverse range of supported custodial stable coins that are fiat or asset-backed in some form, or fractionalized, depending on which way you look at it. But this is pretty positive, folks, and it was nice to see this another launch there. So definitely food for thought there. Could be a simple email to the Tether company for that. So I thought it was pretty good. Dimension XS, hit the like. Yeah, definitely smash the like and subscribe. That's for sure. Get on there, folks, at the moment. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe and hit the bell for future videos. So this is Tezos, of course. Tezos is the website here for the blockchain, and it's been around for a while. This is Tezos on CoinGecko, $2.20 at the moment. XTZ is the ticker there. You can see the asset value over the lifetime have had quite the rally. Started off at around $3, had quite the low down at 35 cents, and has had a couple of highs here. Reached a high of $9.12. $9.12 in October last year. It's pulled back, and it's currently had $2 something, $2.06. So it's 523% above the high, 70 above the low, I should say, 3 years ago, and 76% below the high of 8 months ago. So that's Tezos there. And of course, it has a pretty good following. So it has 461,000 on Twitter in terms of following. So, hey, if Tezos can do it, imagine based on this news here with the blockchains, obviously with the Ethereum network, with Polygon in here, that Pulsechain would be a huge thing to get support from Tezos as well. So I thought that was pretty positive and an opportunity as well for the community, to contact if they haven't already. I'm sure that Pulsechain is on their radar, but just helping to connect dots is often a good thing as we wait patiently for Pulsechain getting more of these in the house. So very cool. Hope you enjoyed that little update. Thought it was pretty positive out of the news lately. So very cool. Now, if you haven't joined Discord, get into the link, folks. We've got 482 members. We've got a couple of new members in the house. We've got Vincent Fuchsa and we've got Mr. D. Yesterday we had Lenny the Cook, and before that Peter Green. So welcome to everybody there as well. Definitely get in. We're heading towards 500 members. The link is in the video description. So cool. The other thing is, Brazilji's got his next video coming up here, Hex Tapestry. So you might want to check that out too. So it's from Briz. So we're going to post that in the house. Briz, next artwork. So check that. It's going to be revealed, I think, tomorrow. So tomorrow there. So check that out. What else is Brennan's got? Richard is saving us from dumping our PLS and PLSX in the midst of a bear, says Brennan. What else? Woohoo, says Briz. Yeah. Looking forward to your art, man. Brennan Eslick, I'm not dumping anything, but Richard is not my financial planner. I can make my decision myself. That's true. So yeah, we're just waiting patiently. In any case, I don't think a lot of people are going to be dumping, Brennan. I know that I hear that on a couple of channels, but we did polls on this channel already. Most of the people, at least watching this channel, are looking for passive income. That was the overwhelming thing. I think we have a lot of Hex skins and Pulse skins on here, and of course a lot of them have diamond hands. There's always the big dumpers around, but I think there's going to be so much demand anyway. In any case, so yeah, I think all the tokens are going to do pretty well, Brennan. I think that Hex, Pulsechain, PulseX, and the incentive token are all going to do very, very well. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think there will be a lot of hodlers. There's going to be volatility whenever we do get sellers. Always volatility in there, but yeah, we'll see. All right, so let's jump away there. We're going to jump back into the house. We've got a few comments in there as well. You definitely get into the chat there. It's a great place to be for sure. All right, so we're going to jump out of the news there, and we're going to get back to the charts here at the moment. What time is it? Perfect time. We're going to bring up the Hex daily stats. They have just come out hot off the press, so we're going to talk about those. We're already up to day 921 as we head towards 3 years. That's 3 years is 1,095 days, so we're heading up towards that. And we've got day 920 hot off the press here, 9th of June. Just come out here. So the price was snapshot at 5.2 cents, down 4.5% from yesterday. We've got a payout per T-share 6.216. So that's actually really good because we've been having 6.1 or so. So it's nice to get another 6.2 there. So even while the market's going to go through its price cycles, go through the bulls and bear markets, you're still earning your Hex per T-share. T-shares are the main game of the Hex product. Getting that, and you own a share of the reward pool, and you get paid that every day. Now, there's been talk of course, the Origin account doing some more stakes. I'm sure we'll see some staking behavior come up in more detail. So we might actually do another video on that, going deeper down into the OA, based on at least the last file I've had from Gunther. So we might have a look at that too. So yeah, we'll see whether the OA does some staking and lead up to Pulsechain, or to regulate APY, inflation, etc. As well, because obviously that works on both of them at the same time. So we've got the T-share rate price at the moment, $1,187 at the moment, obviously, and we've got the T-share rate up to 22,740, up 20.3 yesterday, which is pretty decent move up as well. So what's that? If we take 20.3, we multiply that by 0.52. That is $1.05. So that represents $1.05 more economic energy now to get a T-share if you want it to get short staking. Now, obviously, if you want to stake for 10 years, you'll get 200% bonus shares when you stake your Hex, and that means that you could get a T-share for a third of these prices, a third of the share rate and a third of the price there as well, and you can earn a T-share. So that's the way. Longer pays better. Average stake length 6.62 years. I just realized I've got this huge comment here. I'm trying to get better at taking the comments down. You've seen me trying to do that today, taking the comments down there while I'm talking. APY says 39.31%. And the Hex in the pool gone up, obviously, with the price down, 137 million. Still sitting just on $10 million in liquidity pool. That's pretty funny. You know me, I like the $10 million mark at the moment. It's kind of where I like there. T-shares down 2,500. We're at 10,416,000 T-shares. So if you do have a T-share, you are in this group here of 10.4 million. And of course, we saw that in the Gunther video I did yesterday. There's a 14-minute video. Was it 14? No, 8-minute video, the short version. And of course, then there's the full live stream we did. So you can check that out. We've got the, what else we got there? I think nothing else too much to see there. Stake percentage of coins, 9.37% of all Hex is staked at the moment. We had a good day in the office for penalties, almost 1.7 million. That's pretty good. The holders up 132 to 466,000. Stakers up 45 up to 96,000. Yay! We rolled over another day. So we're about 4,000 away from 100K on the stakers there. This number is slightly higher than the maybe 1,000 higher or something like that than the staker app, and I'm not sure of why the chat difference. The stakers there are up 60 to 121,323, and the current holders are up 17 there to 303,905. So we have a bit of work to do. I think we do definitely have. Last couple of days have been quite weak on the current holders, so we do have a bit of work. Get out there and just spread the word. I mean, the price entry for Hex at the moment is really friendly. And of course, good dollar cost average zone at the moment. And obviously, the tighter this goes here, people could wait off a day or two, see whether the price gets a bit more discovery. It could just move sideways, you see. Doesn't need to necessarily move down. So we'll watch that very carefully as well. What else are we doing here? We're just going to jump over to, I think that's it for the day. So that's the results. We're currently on day 921. We're already, without any penalties, you start off with 6.126x per T-share without any penalties. So pretty cool. All right. Let's find where I was at now. What else we got there? Brendan says, if people aren't going to dump their bag, what's the rush for Pulsechain to launch? Passive income, which was the answer there, Brendan. Passive income. What's up, bro? From Pataya. Pataya. Hey, good to see you, Warp Impulse. Pulsechain will revolutionize the crypto world. Selling is dumb, buying is the go. Yeah, there will be sellers, and we all know there's going to be sellers. I'm not being naive about that, but I think there's a lot in the community that are pretty keen to earn passive income and accumulate as well in the first couple of months. Let alone all the people coming over the bridge, all the people getting airdrops, all the bigger money. I say institutions very carefully because they could be hedge funds, VCs, all sorts of different things. Pretty cool. I don't expect it's possible we could get a sovereign fund coming into the chain, but that would be that'd be one of the ones with a bit of a risk appetite. Pulsechain will revolutionize the crypto world. Yeah. Get the code right the first time and let it fly. Brennan says, absolutely agree with that, 100%. Brennan Eslick says, it's going to take a long time for everyone to learn about and adopt Pulsechain. Sooner that all happens. That's true too. Woohoo! Excellent choice. Good to see you in the house. Yeah, maybe for passive income. Yeah. Our polls were pretty dominated by passive income, at least on this channel. I realize that there's a lot of traders and speculators out there, so I agree with that on that. We know that a lot of those big YouTubers, many of them will probably play the short game, so they'll probably play the short game. But the long game is where you make the big X returns, right? So watch the space on that. Pulsechain says the overall crypto market is showing that retail isn't interested at the moment. I felt that the institution money needs to come in to get them excited. That's true too, Brennan. The big money does move the markets. Generally speaking, that's what moves the markets. Retail can move the market, but it's a far rarer in my view. So I agree with that. Hex price fell miserably, and PulseX got delayed. That's a double kick in the guts. That's true. I feel you're paying Hexkins, but we have to be strong and patient. Well said, the DX. Krim says, since the next bull market is predicted to be in 24-25, does that mean that we shouldn't expect any positive price action for Hex crypto as a whole? No, we've got all the special things for Hex are continuing to go. We've got the Hex Investment Trust going. We've got all these products, Hedron, Maxi, Flex coming up later when Pulsechain launches. We've got lots of stuff coming that's going to be eating up that supply of Hex. and so from a buyer's point of view and the sellers. So I'm pretty optimistic about that. Pulsechain's coming up too. We'll hope that launch. So that's the big catalyst as well, and all the ecosystem. Now, that said, of course, there are more competition, more products, more projects out there. Obviously, we cover a lot of Pulsechain projects. They have competing use cases as well. A lot of them, about owning the native token and getting a share of the fees and things like that. Some of them will do well, some of them won't do so well. You got to make some good judgments there. I always obviously go with the Richard Hart projects first of all. I can't really see a lot of the projects, not too many of the projects outdoing any of those projects. I think there's like one or two maybe that have a chance of doing that, but you got to be very, I think it's only the very best ones. I try to talk about the best ones most of the time on this channel, as opposed to a lot of the more speculative plays. So, but it's, always good to have maybe a couple of percentage points into some speculative projects that might do well. Sometimes you get surprised to the upside with those, but you've still got to make good probability guesses on those too, rather than just the fly to fancy ones, for sure. But yeah, Hex got a lot of its own fundamentals regardless of Pulsechain. But when Pulsechain comes, that's just another supercharged. I think a lot of asset values will go into a high yield lending product. I do think that a good chance that the Origin wallet may do some more staking. We'll see. So obviously we don't, to manage the inflation going into the market. We'll watch out for that. Cream says until then. Yeah. CJ's an alpha ACJ. DCA and HODL all will be revealed. Yeah. Now the incentive token I think is going to do particularly well. The yield farmers will come in for that. Speculators will come in for that. So though people will be selling it, there'll be a lot of people speculating on that. That should get bid up pretty high as well. Now, will it be sustainable like PulseX and Pulse? No, I don't believe it will be, but I certainly think we'll have a pretty strong run out of the gate for quite a bit of time. So maybe 3 to 6 months potentially. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see that. Probably three months at least. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of good stuff in the Richard Hart ecosystem, I think. Craig's in house there. Hey, Sandy Beach. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I get it. And Brennan says, correct. Adds to my point, big money can't come in if it's not launched. That's true. Crim says, since the next bull market is predicted to be 24-25, does it mean that we shouldn't expect any positive? Did I just read that before? Hey, Crim, what's the copying? What's the double pasting there? I was answering your question up above there. Well, that isn't my prediction. I predicted greatness in 2023, says Church of the Universal Oneness. Let's have a look at these comments up here. Retrace there. Oh, thanks very much. I just realized that I'm reading out stuff that was actually moderated, so that was hilarious. Well, that isn't my prediction. I predicted greatness 2023. Hollywood Trader says 24-25 next bull market is going to be. I need to look over my second computer a lot more. Next bull market is going to be in 2023. Yeah, I don't know, people are guessing at the next bull market, but we've got a lot of volatility coming up. That's all I know. High Stakes says, Superman, I sacrificed from my staker app wallet. Am I screwed? Staker app doesn't give you the private keys, so I don't think I'll be able to trade my airdropped PulseX. I don't think you should be any issue there. I'll definitely contact Steph and all the guys at the staker app if you have any questions. Doesn't seem like you should have any issues there. What's it? He retracted his comment, but you see them all. Oh, yeah. I see them all in studio. They stay in studio there. Yeah. I did retract it. That's true, Sandy Beach. My bad. Yeah, it's all right. We'll include PulseX to Staker app upon launch. Staker team will include PulseX. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so Staker app is going to have version 2 coming out, and that's going to have Pulsechain on it, and it'll likely have PulseX in there too. So well said there, DX. Swag Unit and house there. Hey, D-Base, good to see you. StreamYard chat feed shows all comments, even if the creator traces them. Yeah. So that's why I see it. So sometimes I forget, because I'm concentrating on this screen and this screen. I got 2 screens, and then I got my third screen. So I often forget my third screen. and that's what has the comments in it, so that I can see it gets moderated. So yeah. Nevin Gaddam says, hello everybody, sorry for joining late. Guys, did I miss anything thus far, Nevin? Hey, no, Nevin, you've arrived, so that's what counts. Do I forget to hit the like, says Gen Hex? Yeah, don't forget. Thank you. I was nervous it would be the same setup on Pulsechain. Good to hear I have access here. It's run through smart contracts, right, on there, the way they're staked, do the staking, and yeah, I think they use the multi-sig. Never, not the multi-sig, but they use, what's the other, I'm just forgetting the name now. We need you to, your fourth screen, yeah, that's right, Pris. And next year, fifth screen. I like that, Pris. I like what you're saying there. Yeah, I just got to remember to look over at my left screen here. I always forget about it. You need 6 screens to in a shape. Well, Gen Hex, you have 3 screens, right? I'm pretty sure Gen Hex has 3 screens, but they're in a different. I think they're like in a 3. Whereas I'm looking at 3 windows, actually 2 windows and the 2 screens. All right, enough about our screens. That's crazy stuff there. All right, so we're going to have a look at. We're waiting on liquid loans, right? Liquid loans coming up. That's the next big thing. The sacrifice balances and the user tester interface. So we're hoping for that. Matt did say this week. So hopefully we'll get there. We'll get there in the end with that. That's kind of the biggest thing coming up as we wait for Pulsechain. Yeah, boy, oh boy, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Got to be patient. Got to be patient. A pair of sunglasses with screens on them, says Brazology. Yeah, could do that. That's true. Right. Nice. All right. So that's pretty much it on the news there at this stage. We've got let's just jump out of here and we're going to come back to these charts. We've got Hex at 5.1 cents. Hedron at 463. Yeah, that's breaking down further there. You can see that breaking down on the Hedron. We've got the Maxi there down at 8.9 and a PulseDoge at $2.90 with our airplane trying to recover there. Oh, BTC just broke down as well. BTC just broke down. You can see that BTC is pretty bearish, and of course at the moment we're at 29,800. So it's just gone below the 30k. On that chart, yeah, 30k there. So ebbs and flows on that one. Ebbs and flows. We're going to bring up Hex. We're going to bring up investing.com and have a quick look at the stock market and the asset prices. Oil prices have really just continuing to climb. We've got the Dow Jones down 2% there, 638, and that's the Dow Jones Industrials, top 30 industrial firms. We've got S&P 500 there. Down 2.38, Nasdaq down almost 3%. We've got the volatility index up 9%, up 9%. Man, up the volatility index there. Some crazy stuff for sure. We've got commodities at the moment up over $120. Woo-hoo-hoo! Man, I think I filled up. Was it 50? I only filled up a little bit, man. I think I filled up at $2. I went past one gas station and it was $3.12 per liter. Just remember we have liters, not gallons, per liter. And then I went past that to a self-service and that was $2.88. So crazy, pretty crazy stuff there, man. So let's think about that. So I filled up with $2.88 per liter. And of course, if I want to work out what that would cost in US dollars, then I think at this time that would be $1.87 US per liter. How much liters did we say were in a gallon? Was it 2.2? 2 points, is it something like that? 3? I can't remember now. Liter per gallon. Is it 3.78? Okay, 3.78. All right, so 3.78. So that's even worse. That's horrendous. That's horrendous. So 3.78. That would be $7.07. $7.07. That's crazy. Crazy stuff. Man, oh man. That's crazy. All right, so I'm just going to double check my maths on that. Yeah, so $10.88 per gallon. $10.88 per gallon in Kiwi land. Obviously, multiply that by the exchange rate 0.65. That's $7.07 per gallon. So let me know if you think that's expensive in America. There, let me know. So pretty crazy. What else have we got there? DHEX says Hex, Pulsechain, liquid loans, everything else is trash. Says DHEX. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of. I think there's a lot of distraction there. DHEX. Hex is breaking down with BDC, says Briz. Family show, Craig. Lol. Yeah, what's Craig up to? Is he? Yeah, family show for sure. Gen Hex. Yeah, you're in trouble there, Gen Hex. You got caught out by Sandy. That's true. Pretty funny. All right, cool. So yeah, $7.07 US per gallon of petrol here at the moment. Crazy stuff. All right, so there we are. So $122, pretty insane. We got gold hasn't really reacted very much. 18.49. It's not really doing much at all. And food has, of course, food's probably is just rocketing up. The soybeans, wheat, all that. And that, I think that's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So imagine in the next couple of months, food could be a real issue. Just basic foods like that. So watch out for that. Make sure you might want to stock your shelves with some cans of baked beans or something. But yeah, there's definitely some supply shocks coming. That's why I said this year is going to be volatile. And yeah, we've got some issues there for sure. All right, cool VIP, as we say, cool VIP. Prison's got Hex Crypto, Pulsechain, Rich Art, and then Big PP Energy, he says. Bridge there. That's funny. All right, let's jump over to the charts again and get into the chat there. We've got Lol. Yeah. And Brendan, Craig, you were referring to a Red Bull can, right? 52 watching and only 22 likes. Likes are the free freaks. Yeah, yes, this Gen Hex is trying to change the topic there. Didn't really smash the likes, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, Gen Hex is the mouth is zip. Maybe not, Lol, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, that's so true. All right, let's get into some of this now. Things are pretty quiet in terms of the news space at the moment. So the next, like I say, the next big thing is a Pulsechain sacrifice. Sorry, liquid loan sacrifices coming out. That's next big thing we're looking for. We've also got what have we got here? I'm going to play this. This is a little older, but we're going to get this on the sacrifice balances coming up. So
popping up is about the sacrifice balances. People are asking about when can they see their sacrifice balance and how many points they have and what's not.
Yeah, I know that we're very close to releasing something on that front. Obviously, we're doing some internal testing of that now. So the balances have been calculated. We've incorporated all of the different mechanisms that we had included initially in the sacrifice phase, including the referral content. So all of that's been incorporated. And obviously, we'll do the internal testing. We'll pilot test with a couple of folk that we know that can help us through that process. And then we'll release something out to the community so that they can start reviewing their balances and coming back to us with any queries and questions. So that's imminent. My expectation is within the next week, we'll end up seeing something. So folks will be able to start checking their balances and just confirming that all the calculations are correct.
So that was about the 12th of May. So that's unfortunately, chief executives have to do their best intentions to get stuff out, but it's almost a month later now. So unfortunately, I think our rule of thumb in crypto is to add another month to the stuff, and we'll get there. But that's just the way it goes. And what else we got going? Power City has been surprised to the upside. Power City has really lifted the game in terms of stuff. Now we're going to go quickly check out Power City because I think they're really starting to emerge as obviously conceptually they were already up there, but I think they're really starting to really deliver some really cool stuff. I just wanted to jump back to the cool chart that they've got. Obviously they announced the launch of Flex, which is going to help Hex and get Hex staked every single month, not just an annual contract, but actually every month staking Hex. And of course, I think that's going to be pretty positive for Hex. I actually need to save this to one of my favorites, to be honest. And let me just bookmark that. So this is the one here. So we've got the core at the moment. We've got the Pixel Park and the Transformer cross-chain swap. This is all coming out in the first wave of product releases. We've seen the teaser for core. I play that most days here on the live stream. We'll probably play it on the way out. We've got the Transformer cross-chain swap there. That's going to be a very key component to the utility coming on to Pulsechain. And I always like to bring us back to, yes, we know that speculation and all that sort of stuff in crypto, pushes asset prices up, but we actually do need a whole ton of fundamental infrastructure, and not just the Pulsechain itself. We need cross-chain bridges. Obviously the official ramp, but we need lots of cross-chain dexes that are competitive, get you good prices, that are well linked up between chains and exchanges, and of course give you indirect ways to fiat on-ramp. So we need that. That's vital as well. Especially for a flourishing chain and, of course, sustainable chain over a long period of time. So I think that's really cool to see that. And, of course, the NFT market is such a big one. We're going to have we've got no shortages of NFT marketplaces coming on Pulsechain. I think in the list that we've got on the new token list, we've got at least 4 or 5 NFT marketplaces. I mean, look, we've got Power City, Mintra NFT Marketplace, NFT on Pulse. There's a couple others as well, so there's no shortage of NFT marketplaces coming, so that's pretty cool. The second wave, of course, development is the Amplifier Loan Booster, the Accelerator Yield Compounder. These are really important. So being able to get the compound effect on things, being able to actually put into strategies on liquid loans, like the Haunted strategy. And of course, the Flex product there, focusing on Hex, which I thought was a beautiful product, flowing in after the I'm not sure when they got the genesis of the idea, but flying in after Hedron and Maxi. And of course, I expect us to see a lot of these contracts. If we take Gunther's numbers, that we've got around about 17.7 billion circulating supply, then eating more of that up is going to be really powerful. Obviously, with the Heart wallet coming up with the sacrifice, that will eat up more of that supply. We want to eat that supply up, boom, 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 boom. And of course, if we do to get the OA wallet doing further staking, taking more inflation off the background, we get that supply down, boom, 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 gets down, easier to pump as well, and over time, on average, over time. So keep watching that as well. And of course, Pulsechain is going to facilitate that. We've got so many pieces of the puzzle. Can you see them all? There's all these pieces of the puzzle. And some of them are surprises. Some of them are surprises to the upside. They're coming in. That's part of the community actually being innovative and actually facilitating some of the Richard Heart fundamentals that Richard's built in the system or pulls in. And it's all just slowly eating up that circulating supply. Now, it's a multi-year process, don't get me wrong, but it's happening faster than I think people assume. If you don't think so, look at the Gunther's chart numbers I put out in that presentation yesterday. It was down pretty dramatically. I think it was at 11 billion, something like that, within a year. Obviously, with all those sacrifices and other things going on, burning and all sorts of stuff. So, pretty powerful stuff. We've got also NRG nodes and the metaverse there coming into later on. So they put these on the outside. I'm not sure these are originally both in the second wave of innovation, but looks like I'm not sure what they're doing out here. I didn't actually hear an update on those ones, but they're definitely looking really, really good. And of course, the core is looking funky. That's already been released. Brendan says baked beans are good for the heart. The more you eat, the more you. Yeah, good one, Brendan. Blah 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 blah. Says cream. Liquid loans are slacking. Says cream to the cream. They're coming out pretty soon, Crim. I'm pretty confident we'll get out the SAC bounces this week. So I should say. Did I say this year? I mean this week. NCR is live streaming at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So Sandy Beach, nice. Hey Sandy, appreciate those updates. So yeah, that is coming up, and of course we do look at the Power City Core, which is coming up, which is basically a DAO or treasury, and it's going to be owning things like that. All those other platforms that are sitting out on the outside. These are all going to feed the revenue for the core, so I think it's pretty cool. And these are really good utilities. This is not crappy little side projects. These are really good projects sitting in to feed the core. So quality from my point of view, and obviously looking to demonstrate that. We're going to play obviously the core one there. Let me just add that in. Bam! I love this. This funks up the live stream too. Let's go. All right, so that's pretty funky, man. That is the core. So hope you guys enjoy that. Now we're going to have a quick look at the sacrifices that are on at the moment in terms of sacrifices. So we've got this Reflecti Hexion token, kind of like an hourglass-based DAO with taxes in, taxes out, but the DAO invests in cool projects and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Cool assets, I think Hex and PulseX, which is actually a pretty good play at the beginning. But of course, you can consider doing that directly yourself. But that is that one. We've got Snowball as well, Aqua Protocol, Radex, PulsePot Sacrifice. That has actually been changed slightly. They've finished the process, but they've got slightly different incentives there. You can get the first level rate if you do $5,000 or more. That's kind of those. That's what's going on with that one. Pulse Oxygen at the moment. Sacrifice to prove how strong you are to believe in blockchain. So we've got all the sacrifices in the house there. Pulse Oxygen, PLSD Speak, Power City, of course, Pulse LN, and Chaosverse. These three down the bottom are the stronger ones in my view, in the sense that they offer utility to Pulsechain. The rest of these are more speculative. Just take that into account. But if you check out these are all about utility and bridging, things like that. So they're all quite strong from that point of view. The sacrifice pools for free Pulse still open there with FP and free carpet ride, as Sandy Beach, the Magic Carpet Ride have got a live stream coming up. And of course, all the past sacrifices are in there as well if you want to look at the old results there. So cool VIP, as we say, that is kind of update on there. And if you want to get extra details on that, you can see new token links on all the projects that are in the new tokens projects. As we always say, they're always just a bit more riskier than say the Richard Hart tokens. Obviously, if you're looking at big X returns, then you can't go too far wrong. Probably with PulseX and the incentive token and Hex, of course. So cool over time, of course. So nice. All right, let's see who else in here. We got the dance music on. That was pretty funky. I love that soundtrack. I'm glad I added that because it was pretty cool. MRC live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Brendan's got the dancers in. Nice. Sammy says, thank you, Hex Token. You're welcome. All right, so what are we up to? 1 o'clock here, so we're going to wrap it up an hour. I'll be back on a second live stream later on today in probably about 4.5 hours time. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And we'll see what happens with the markets. We'll see what happens with any news that comes out. Maybe we might have Rack and Michelle's predict whale prediction by then. Stay tuned. I'm going to bring probably a few new things to the chat as well. We're also going to have a look at another staker website. Brendan will be happy about that. So he checked it out, doing staking ladders. So we're going to have a look at another site for that, which is pretty cool. So stay tuned, Brenton and everybody there. Brenton, wink. All right. So take care, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now. And 4.5 hours time. Live stream number 2. Hex Token channel streaming twice a day. And so I hope look out for that. All right, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Let's pump it out. If you're Hex Token channel member, smash out the emojis, and I will see you later, Gator. As we say, I'll see you later, Gator. Nice. Thanks for watching, and of course, cheers, Superman. Says Brennan. Yeah, and it's all good in the hood. All right, take care. Bye for now.